welcome everyone to another episode of the Influencer Mindset Podcast. I'm your host today, Uzi Moses, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest joining us. We'll be delving into the world of single parenting with Aviram Ezra. Aviram Ezra is not just a single dad, but he's also a ketogenic enthusiast and a fitness guru and an entrepreneur, businessman as well. So together we'll explore how to navigate the challenges of single parenthood while thriving in all aspects of life. As a single parents ourselves, we understand the unique hurdle and triumphs that comes with raising children solo. So join us today as we share insights, tips, and tools to help single parents, especially single fathers, live happier, healthier, and more successful lives. So, without any further ado, let's welcome Aviram Ezra to the podcast. How are you, Aviram?
Good. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Uzi, for having me here as a guest.
It's a
I'm
great pleasure, Aviram.
very excited to be a part of it, and let's learn about everything together.
Fantastic. Let's rock and roll. So this podcast episodes will be more like a discussion. I'm gonna ask Aviram some questions. Aviram's gonna ask me some questions. We're gonna really try to be as authentic, transparent, and real as possible because that's what it's all about. It's all about real. We are talking about a very sensitive subject. A lot of people don't like to talk about it, but we in particularly want to talk about it because the divorce rates are very high in America, unfortunately, and it's within all everybody. I mean, it doesn't matter if you are white, black, Jew, non-Jew. It's hard for people to get along, and we have, I think, 50-50. It's like 50-50 chance for marriage to survive. So we have literally 50% of the population single after divorce, and some of us have children, and it's very hard to navigate sometimes, because there's a lot of emotional and there's a lot of pain and there is a lot of things that we have to handle on a daily basis, but there is a way to thrive as a single parents, but again, hoping to not stay single forever. I mean, we all eventually want to find the right person. We believe in love. We believe in the power of family, and God willing, the being a single parent is only a temporary situation. So
Yeah.
before we dive in even more, I want to start with a question to ask our guest today, Aviram. Can you share with us your journey into single parenthood and how you've managed to thrive in this?
Okay. So first of all, to be a single parent it's hard, obviously. Now, what you need to remember, everything is about the kids. That's first of all. Everything is about like to create them a memory that they will never forget as a kids. I believe, I mean, me for sure, but I believe that
Mhm.
most of us, most of the fathers wants always that their kids, our kids, will have a better experience than what we had when we were kids. The generation is changing,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and we want, like, I'm looking at my son. I mean, I have three kids, but I'm looking at my son, and I see myself in him a lot. Like, he's really like me in a lot of things, and I'm trying to create him an environment that I didn't have when I was a kid. Like, our parents, again, it's a different generation. It's not like, I mean, I'm not blaming my parents or anything like that. It was a different timing, a different capability for our parents to provide for our needs. And this is what I'm trying to create for my kids now.
Hmm.
And in order to do that, you have to create yourself an environment to produce and to create that for your children. Meaning that if you find a work or if you build a business, like, I used to work in the construction world for many years, and I used to do retail for many years as well, and used to work for many hours, and I didn't have much time with the kids. And then lately, about a year and a half ago, I created what it called work from home. And here I'm actually talking with you um, in my kids' room, which is also my office. And that's, I have the ability to actually spend more time with my kids. And if there is to see them every day, and if not every day, every other day. And when I'm with them, it's to be present with them, and to create a lot of memories for them, so they will have more confidence, because this is what is important. And there is many situations that, that you lose patient, and you feel the pain. And I always say that a patient and pain, it's kind of, you can say it the same. It's almost sounds similar, like pain, patient. Even in Hebrew, when you say those two words, it's like you have it's the same root, the same letters. And but you need to take that pain and convert it to patient, and listen, and just make it happen for your kids, because no matter what, you have to show up, because your kids look at you as you are, as the role model. And if you give them that memory and that confidence, they will grow to be somebody better than you. And this is our goal, to make our kids better than us in many aspects.
I totally agree with you. What can I tell you? I mean, there is so many things to talk about when it comes to single parenting. But let's kind of try to be more practical in a sense that, for example, being a single parent it's a very challenging situation. There is a lot of different challenges, okay? But how do you specifically, Aviram, maintain a healthy? I mean, yeah, you said you're working from home,
Mhm.
um, and that's already shows that you kind of prioritizing your children, and you're prioritizing the time that you spend with your children, which is a great thing to do. By the way, I'm doing the same thing. I since the COVID pandemic, I decided to create myself a home office, and to try to work from home as much as possible. So this way, I don't have to commute and spend time commuting, and rather having this time spent with my children, and be there and being available for them. Uh, but as somebody who is a fitness guru, and
Mhm.
an advocate for the ketogenic lifestyle, because I mean, some people, if you don't know yet, or if you didn't get it from the promo of this episode, Aviram is a fitness enthusiast. He's well known. I mean, you can see how great of a shape the guy is, and he's also an advocate for the ketogenic lifestyle. So how do you, Aviram, incorporate health and wellness into your daily routine as a single parent?
That's actually a good question, and I would love to answer. And I believe that everybody can do that, and it's really that simple. So I believe that most of the people, that when they are single parenting, of course, like, they have their time with the kids. But I will talk about myself specifically. Everybody have his own schedule and everything. So I start my day, like, I'm waking up 4 to 5 a.m. This is the first thing
Mhm.
I'm doing. Again, if I want to create this kind of lifestyle, the day have to start early, and my day also ends early too. So I'm waking up in the
Mhm.
morning, and the first thing I do, of course, waking up and getting ready, and go straight to the gym, going to work out, release that from my day. And that gives me the drive and the energy to continue the day. And
At
so
what time you wake up?
I wake up between 4 to 5. Every time is, if I wake up at 4, I'm getting ready and go to the gym. Like, the gym open at 4 a.m. So anytime between that, I'm already in the gym. And this is how I start my day. So 45 to 1 hour workout, come back home, eat, doing the breakfast, everything, and then I'm working. So it's basically 8 a.m. It's already midday for me, and that's what gives the energy and the drive to actually be all day long. Now, and of course, that I'm about nutrition. Um, I cook, I make meal preps. So every weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, I cooked for the whole week. So that way I don't need to deal with that in the middle of the week. I have enough food for me, for my kids, and of course it's only healthy food. And I believe that, food around, this is for a different conversation, I believe, but the food that we consuming can kill us and can heal us. And if you consume a healthy and whole foods, so this is a machine. you need the best fuel for your body. If not, it's you're gonna feel
Right.
without energy and without that. So it's basically to create a schedule. It's like you need to shift yourself and to get out of that comfort zone, because everybody like to wake up at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. or or later than that and take the day easy and slow. But if you want to create for you and for your kids the lifestyle, also healthy lifestyle, sorry, and also you want to maintain yourself, so your day need to start early. You start your day early, you make your own schedule, and you put for each subject, for each needs, for each one thing that you want for yourself, if it's a hobby, if it's a workout, if it's work, if it's business, if it's meetings, you make your own schedule for the week. How this is how you combine it. That's the only way to combine it.
I see. Okay. Okay. So what is your advice for single fathers who may
Create.
feel a little bit overwhelmed and they feel, isolated? Sometimes you feel like isolated. You're all alone in this. It's a parenting journey. What advice would you give those people who feel overwhelmed and isolated?
Honestly, it will sound weird for some people, but I was in that situation 2.5 years ago, and everything changed once you go to workout, because the workout, the exercise, it's not for your body, it's for your mind. It's not gonna make you feel stuck. Your it's gonna change your mindset. It's gonna change your mind. It helps your mental health. It starts from there. Like you said, like people they're feeling overwhelmed, they're feeling stuck, they're feeling I don't know, with no confidence, or million feelings, obviously, and every feeling is valid, 100%. Every feeling is valid, and you only need to embrace that, but you also need to fix that. So how you fix that? The first thing you can do, the best, is go take yourself to the gym, or go work out at home. Work out, because when you work out, you release hormones in your body that create you something else in your mind and your body, and that's the first step. This is the best advice I can give to everybody that's feeling
Just
stuck, that's
work.
overwhelmed, and you know that you're working out. What happened to you if you're not working out for a week?
Yeah, I mean, with me, it's like for real. It's like it's better than any therapy you can go to. For real, like I work out, and then I feel younger all of a sudden. I feel better. I feel like I look better. I think my self esteem is going up. My confidence goes up. I have more energy to do like tasks in the house, to pick up like stuff for my kids or whatever it is that I need to do. Sometimes I treat life as a workout, like everything. Like sometimes, I gotta clean my kitchen, right? I gotta, stuff like that. I treat everything as a workout, you know, because there is these times where you like, you're thinking, oh, I gotta clean, I gotta do, I gotta, swipe the floor. Dude, you can go to the gym and work out for an hour and a half, lift hundreds of pounds, and you can't swipe your floor. I
Exactly.
mean, you know what I'm saying? So I look at everything as a workout. Like even when I clean my kitchen, I kind of straighten my abs a little bit, and I'm like putting my intention on certain muscles. When I do some houseworks as well. But definitely, it's something so important, so crucial. And when there is days that I don't work out, I feel the difference. It's a downer, to be honest. It's a major downer if I can't work out. So so
It's not
I'm
like
I'm I'm with
no, go ahead, sorry, you're
no,
with
so
me.
I'm totally with you on that. This is such a big one.
Yeah,
Go to the gym or work out at home. Do whatever you can. Spend at least 15 to 45 minutes a day. 15 minutes minimum. 45 minutes is like, I think it's like a really good time. But if you can do an hour and a half, good for you. The more the merrier, and usually during the day it's better to work out. Like you said, in the morning it's definitely better time to work out than at night, from what we understand.
when you wake up
Besides that, do you have any?
when you wake up in the morning, so you basically, you after x amount of sleep, like either 6, 5, 7, 8, everybody, it changes. And obviously your
Yeah.
body needs anywhere between 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Everybody just, it still changes from body to body. But when you're waking up, so you basically, you are
Hmm.
after fast. And when you go to work out, this is where your mental clarity is the best. Because if you eat and then go to work out, or if you do it at night when you're tired after the day, it's efficient, it's good, but it's not as efficient when you do it when the first thing you wake up in the morning, because your body is working on energy that your body have it, like the fat that you have in your body, this is the energy that it works. So you don't put any more fat into it, you don't give any more fuel to your body, and you just go to work out. This is, it's release a different kind of hormones in your body and to your brain. And like you said, it gives you passion to do everything else. This is my advice.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. So that's a big, big, big one. So single parents out there, you gotta get yourself to the gym.
Yeah, I
How
have.
often do you work out? Like, what's your routine?
So I'm working out every day, literally every day. And days, weekends that I have my kids, so I take one day off of working out. Like yesterday, I didn't work
Hmm.
out because I had my kids this weekend, last weekend. So I didn't work out yesterday. Actually, it's not this, Saturday I didn't work out. Yesterday I did work out.
Hmm. Okay.
And when I have my kids in the weekend where they're not in school or anything, so I'm working out in home. Like I'm doing a hundred push-ups and abs and squats and everything else. So like pretty much every day you can call it, with one day of
Okay.
rest. Like, and I wanted to say one thing, but never mind, I will remember in a little bit about that.
So can you share like a specific strategies that you use that helped you overcome the obstacles to achieving success as a single parent
Success in what?
in life in general, in your routine, in your work, in your relationships as a parent?
Okay, because you said success, but everybody have a different perspective for success.
Definition. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Some people, you will say, what is success for you? So you can say, some people will say, yeah, I want to have a lot of money, this is a success for me. Or people saying, I want to have, I don't know, the perfect body, this is a success for me. So everybody have a different success. The success for me is to be here for my children, to be present with my children, and to stay alive as much as I can to see my kids growing. This is my success. And how I do that, it's like I said earlier, the food that we're consuming, the working out, the lifestyle that you create yourself. This is our body. It's basically just a body. We need to feed that in a good things, and our brain, we need to feed that also, like by reading books, and not to see or not to watch all those crazy shows that people watch. I mean, again, I'm not against that. I just think that this is just a waste of time, that you can read something that meaningful and actually educate you and gives you some different kind of perspective instead of a TV show.
Do you have any question you would like to ask me? Maybe.
Yes, I do. I do. And I actually had a few that I make ready.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. This is what I wanted this podcast to be. It's like the first time I'm really trying this new concept where the host
Hmm. Yeah,
is also the interviewer and the interviewer is also the host.
I like it.
So
I like it. I like it. So I know about your podcast, and that is the mindset and everything, and I know that you're a single father. Is there is any really group, like, or something that you do to create a single father group, or meetings or anything like that? I mean, or this podcast is the only thing.
it's a good question. I mean, right now, I was thinking about how, can I bring the most value to the world, right? So it's something that I think each human being needs to think about. I mean, so you think about how can I bring value? So you're trying to look at the things that really are close to you, close to your heart, that you've been through, and experiences that you went through, knowledge that you have. And then I realized, you know what, Uzi, you have all this experience But I think the most profound things that you've been through was, I mean, one of the major events of my life was getting divorced and becoming a single father of two amazing daughters. So then I wrote two books. My first book is World of Illusion. It's about perception of reality. And the second book is called Epic Life Mastery, which is all kinds of different tools to live life better. But then I said, you know what? I got to target it. I gotta see who can I really help, because I don't do this for money. I didn't write my books to make money, even though they became bestsellers. I don't create this podcast for money. I mean, some people even offered to sponsor the podcast. I said no, because I don't want to be, wasting time sponsoring and reading sponsorships. I mean, it's still not as popular as I want it to be, but Bezat Hashem, it will be, God willing.
Good.
But the idea is that I realized that I have to focus on this niche of single fathers, because I was down. I was down so bad. I was down so bad, and from that lowest of level, I reached a point that I can only go up. But then I also realized the mistakes I've done that brought myself down. My perception of reality, the way I saw things, my emotions that were not balanced, when it comes to anger, resentment, all those things. And then, I completed a PhD in spiritual psychology, and I realized, now I have all the tools that I need to really help people, especially single dads, because this is what I'm really familiar with. This is what I really know, to create something. So this podcast is like the beginning of something that we are going to, grow from here, which means we will create those amazing support groups for single dads. We will create more content for single dads to help empower single fathers, and also single mothers, because I think all the knowledge that we have applies to every single parents, male or female. Because
Totally.
on the contrary, we deal with some stuff, even though statistics says for men is a little bit easier than for women for some reason, but
I
I
don't
don't
believe
think
that.
so.
I don't believe
Yeah, I
that.
don't believe that either, because we are emotional beings, and we all going through challenges. But when we are really able to incorporate also spirituality into this, which means also the understanding of the soul and the purpose of life, and why are we here, what this is all about, why are we going through these challenges, and then we are able to incorporate all of that, then we find the perfect formula that could help us thrive.
Hmm.
But I'm talking about really thriving, which means having amazing social circles, community, making some real money in business, creating real change in the world, etc., etc. And it's possible. We're just beginning. We're just starting. So that's definitely something that, if somebody's listening, please keep on following us, and also join the Facebook group. The WhatsApp group. And the page, and we will definitely keep posting more about circles of single fathers that can empower one another and thrive and be successful, and hopefully make that whole situation temporary, and God willing find love and fall in love again, and build a beautiful strong family again. So thank you for this question. I wanted to ask you, though, something that kind of been on my mind about, for example, how do you navigate your co-parenting arrangements? You know what I'm saying? Like, for
Yeah.
example, how do you ensure a positive relationship with your children's other parents? Because this is where a lot of people are kind of falling into that trap, because being a single dad, I think one of the main thing is to people to understand is that you have to deal with another person there,
Mhm.
the other parent, and the other parent sometimes it could be a very challenging interaction. How do you deal with that?
Okay, I love that. First of all, I want to say, in regard to that, in the beginning, it wasn't good, obviously. I mean, it always starts because there is so much anger and so much shame or blame or any other feeling or that you want to call it, and it's never working out. But you need to understand one thing: there is only one person that's suffering from that, and that's the kid. The kids are the only one that's suffering from that. Your ego, your anger, it doesn't matter. your kids, this is what matter. And I realized that actually really fast, and I didn't cooperate in any anger or anything like that. If I receive an anger from the other side, I put boundaries. Like, it's either I didn't answer for this kind of language or anger or anything like that, or I just said, we cannot talk like that to each other. We have to be good for our kids. We need to create an environment that's good for the kids. We need to create a good communication for the kids. We need each other to help the kids. The kids, it's what matter. You and me doesn't matter. We're not important in this situation. In the co-parenting, we're not important. The kids are the one important. We will help. We need to help each other for the goods of the kid, no matter what. This is what I do. And I think I really have a good relationship with the other side. I really do. We help each other. We support each other if we need to. And I think that this is the goal. And then you see the difference in the kids. The kids are happy, are totally happy. They don't see anger in the house because the kids wants to see their parents happy. If the kids see the parents happy, they will be happy. The kids observe our energy in everything. If I will be angry, my kids will be angry and impatient all the time. So to create this environment, it's first of all, it's a conversation. It's just to make it. It's like, listen, we need to do that. This is the only way it's going to work.
Yeah.
We have to communicate on the best side, and we have to create an environment for the kids so they will be happy, because our anger, it's not going to help. They're going to be
Absolutely.
sad
I,
all the time.
yeah, and I think it's also has to do. It's part of like self care of a single parent, because as a single parent, yeah, you definitely need to work out. You need to take care of your body, because you take care of your body, you take care of your mental health as well.
Yeah.
And this is why you should definitely prioritize the idea of self care on the emotional level of what it means.
Yeah.
It means on the mental level. So you don't let negative emotion control you and lead you to more chaos. Because if a single parent is, God forbid, depressed or is being controlled by a negative emotion, the child is definitely feeling it. If you are down, if yourself not there and you're not really putting the emphasis on taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, which, and what does that mean? You means you schedule your exercise time. You go to the gym. You
Hmm.
exercise some alone time with yourself. Meditate and activities that bring you joy as a parent. Because when your kids see you happy, smiling, vibrant, joyous, they become happy,
We have the same thing.
vibrant, and joyous. And this is something that single parents should definitely take so seriously,
The,
because it's the future of your children. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like something that so crucial, if you ask me. I think that it's a very important point that we just brought up. So
and I want to add to that, that no matter what, it's not talking bad about the other side. Because when you're talking bad about the other side in every aspect, I mean, people have to say, oh, I don't like my ex, or when you say that, you put it automatically in yourself. It's all our mind. Our mind doesn't understand if you say it just because you say it, or if you say it because it's funny, or if you say it because it's serious. Our mind absorbs the words, and then release it to our body, to our energy. So that's also one thing. And it's a lot of self-work. It's a lot of self-work. And that you mentioned that, and I totally agree with that as a single parent, you have to take care of yourself. You have to, in order that you can be able to take care of your children's. It's really important. And when you do that, it's you see miracles, because if you have a good connection with the other side, it's like, you helping each other. And you never know when you're gonna need that help. You want to
it's true. It's true.
create that future, because maybe right now, okay, so I'm gonna be stuck in my ego, and like, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help because you do need help. I mean, kids need two parents, no matter what. They need two parents. They need them happy,
Right.
and they need both of them. They need their mom and they need their father all the time in every given time.
That's true, man. That's something. Wow, what can I tell you, man? I can talk for hours
Hours.
about
Yeah, definitely.
how this whole thing with, like, handling yourself emotionally and all this resentment. Sometimes the other parent is trying to do all kinds of different things, and how to deal with it, and they trigger you. And one of the greatest lesson I've learned as a single parent was because in the beginning, everything my ex used to say was triggering me, and then I would be like, my whole day would go this way or would go that way, because I would let my emotion kind of lead the way. So if she would come, she would click on a button, she would activate a negative emotion in me, and then that negative emotion would kind of control me and lead my day. And then I would, like, probably not be as productive, probably not going to feel like going to the gym, probably my food would not be as tasty as it should have been. Or whatever it is, it's just like you're just led by a negative emotion. And I think one of the greatest lessons, and it's not easy to do, but it's possible, is to be able to not let the other parent control how you feel. So the other parent is somebody who will always be there, and it will always have the power over you to mess you up emotionally, so to say. And what does that mean, mess you up emotionally? For example, oh, you can't take the kids to this whatever vacation or whatever it is. There's this argument right now. You can, like, be caught up into it, get filled with, like, this negative emotion, and then go the wrong way. But if you understand that you are responsible for how you feel, that means that you cannot let anything outside of you determines how you feel. And you should take responsibility to how you feel, then nothing can change how you feel. So if you decide, I'm going to be happy today, I'm going to be vibrant, I'm going to do the best I can, I'm going to smile a lot, I'm going to be a source of inspiration for my kids, for myself, for everybody around me, and nothing can change that. So that even if somebody's going to come from the outside and going to try to trigger you in any way, this is not my problem. This is their problem. They have to deal with something, and let them deal with it. This is their issues. I will not change how I feel because they said this to me or they texted this to me or whatever it is. I have to care about myself and about my children. And how I feel is the beginning of that. And if I let anything that's outside of me determines or dictate how I feel, then I'm going to constantly be controlled by other people, by other sources. My kids will feel it, and my life will start becoming chaotic because I'm not going to be able to use my creativity and just, like, be the best version of myself that I can be. So I think that this is something that it's not easy to do. It's possible. And this is also something that I think that it's part of my mission here through this podcast, is to help people reach that point that you can't. Now she doesn't have any more power over you. She doesn't have any more power. Obviously, we wish our exes well. I mean, they gave birth to our children. Our children are amazing. We love them more than the whole world. I always tell my kids, I love you more than the whole world and back. I'll go to the moon and back for you. There is nothing. I just love them crazy, like crazy. And those exes, they gave birth into them. So we have to somehow be thankful for them also, but also to guard ourselves emotionally and not let them mess us up emotionally. So very, very good and amazing point that we brought up here. And so in your experience,
Mhm.
Aviram, what are some of the most rewarding aspects of being a single father, single
Rewarding.
parent, so to say?
Wow.
I know.
Actually, that's a really interesting. But again, this is me, and since I single parent, I become more present with my kids, and I think that this is the best reward I've ever done since I had my childrens. Because when I was in a joint parenting together, like
Mhm.
we had I was at work, so I was outside and she was take care of, and everything was like, just a normal, and only weekends. This is where I had a time just for myself to relax, but also to be with the kids. So you kind of try to manage just this time of the week. But instead of that, since I a single parent, I every day that I'm with my kids, I present 100%. The best rewarding feeling that I ever had, by far, by everything. And I think that um, a lot of it come from the passion, or actually the situation that you don't have a choice. Like, that's also one thing, that you don't have a choice but to be there, or but to show up. Like, you have to. If not, so what? So the kids not gonna have fun to be with you as a single parent. They're gonna be bored with you. They want to be happy that they are coming to you, or they are going to spend time with you. They want to be happy about it. Yeah, we're going to daddy. Yeah, yeah. That's like, when you achieve that, that, like, how it's make you feel. Like, as a parent, if you see your daughter so happy that she's going to be with you, or she's going to spend time with you, that's like the best rewarding thing that happened to me since I'm a single parent.
Yeah, I think that you got a really, really good point, because we appreciate, since we don't have them full time, so we appreciate the time that we have with them. And the time that we have with them, we can actually sit there and be present with them and communicate openly with them, and like actually sit with them and really listen, actively listening to them. And what does that mean? It means that, for example, my a child will say something to you, or we tell you a story about what happened in school, and what happened with this kid who hit them, or this girl who stole this from her, or whatever it is that happened in school. You can like sit there and really be present and listen actively, and I think that's it's really, really helps with the children. The way they kind of feel that they're being seen, they feel that they're being heard, they feel that the parent is not always on the phone or not always busy with something. Because sometimes when kids are even in a families that have both parents, but both parents are so busy with other things, and they could never like really be present with the child, because the child is here. We have to really be present and talk to our children and talk to them about how they feel, speak openly with them, share with them, actively listening to them. And I think that that's such an important aspect uh, of single parenthood. With me, it was, if I'm trying to kind of like answer the same question, it's about having all these free times that I could use you know, to be more productive. So I can use this time to write a book, and I can use this time to work out, and I can use this time to advance my education and take another class and another course and another, and learn and just enrich myself, and also have more social life. Like you can go and become parts of things. You can um surround yourself with like-minded people, with people who are uplifting you, rather than, God forbid, looking down at you because you are, so to say, a single parent, but people that actually uplifting you, picking you up, and inspiring you to be a better version of yourself for your children. That
Yeah.
is fantastic, brother man.
I
So,
want I want to ask you something, Uzi, please.
sure.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you are approaching in the coaching a single fathers?
How is my approach? Like, if I'm going to be coaching single dads, so first of all, I think that my first approach would be to have them understand that just like you have a body that have needs, you have a soul that have needs. And when you are trying to deal with something so painful as single parenting, especially divorce, it says in the Torah that even God Himself is having a tear coming out of his eyes when he sees a couple divorced, because
Yeah.
it's so painful for the parents, especially for the kids. It's a painful thing. So it has to be, you has to understand that just like your body needs food and workout and exercise and self-care, your soul also needs food, exercise, and self-care. And when you understand that just as much time that you're going to invest in your body to stay in shape and to eat healthy, so your whole metabolism works better, and it improves your mood and it improves everything. Same thing with the soul. You know, a lot of people just don't pay attention to their spirituality, the spiritual aspect of who they are. You know, we think we are just here animals. We came here to get a job and pay taxes. But this is not really the truth. The truth is that we are infinite being having a very temporary physical experience. We are infinite. Our soul is infinite. Not only that it's infinite, it's described as the actual part of the creation of the creator. So the creator of the world, you know, literally embedded within us an actual part of him. So we are each literally have this amazing infinite sparks in us. So when we start, I think that one of the first things that I would work with people is, let's pay attention to that. Let's see how we can intensify that spark over the body, because the way it's described in the Tanya is that we actually don't have one soul. We have two souls.
Mm-hmm.
And we have one soul that it's a natural animalistic kind of soul that wants to be involved in anything physical, with like food and physical desires. And we have a godly soul that wants to have a godly experience and experience life in a godly manner. And when we don't pay attention to that aspects in us, it's like our godly soul is in prison. But the minute we are starting to pay attention to it, what are we doing? We are like literally freeing it from prison. And you know, when you not, we should never know about this, but when somebody sits in prison for a long time and he gets freed, that's an amazing happiness. That's an amazing relief. You get, person gets out of prison. It's a tremendous joy and happiness. And it's the
Freedom.
same thing. Once you start freedom, real true freedom. So once you start paying attention to that godly aspects of who you are, and you release that thing from prison, and you let that start taking place in your life, that joy, that happiness is just unparalleled. And from here, you can start really creating an amazing life, an amazing life. And there is nothing, literally nothing you cannot overcome, because you're working with godly forces. You're working with the power of creation. And when you have that, nothing can break you, literally. You can overcome anything, brother.
I love it. I love it, Uzi, very much. Wow. And that's so true. Like, I mean, 3 years ago, if we were talking about that, I will talk you out of it. Like, I will talk myself out of it. But
Mhm.
really, the last 3 years, really, actually, the last 4 years, since 2020, since COVID, really changed me, like upside down. I didn't believe, or I didn't thought in a lot of things that I believe today, that this is what will change, or this is how to change, or this is the right way to do things. Because I've known only one way to do things, or I had only one thought or one looking, and I never looked outside the box, or I never looked at the big picture. And that's so true. And someone once time asked me, like, okay, how do you improve your mindset? And I said, for me, worked when I start to work out. This is like, what, again, because you need to take care of yourself first in order to change everything around you. Like, it's like a tree, I mean, if you want to grow and bloom, you need to water yourself, and you need to get the right nutrition to yourself in every way. mentally and physically. So, and he asked me, okay, but I'm also a single father and I don't have a time and I'm not going to work out. And I told him that when I started, it was the hardest for me to work out. I used to go
Hmm.
to the gym, spend 5 minutes on a treadmill, and go back home. Didn't work out or anything. 5 minutes on a treadmill and go home. Day two, go to the gym, spend another 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and go and leave. The third day, I came. I didn't do anything. I just came and left. It's just the feeling of just showing up every day in the gym got me rolling. And then after a week, I've been like, or already like doing everything in the gym, and it's all start in the mind. Like you said, it's all about the mindset. It's all about how you feed your mind to become a better version of yourself. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. Let me ask you kind of like another question here about, for example, as single fathers, single parents. We're not trying to make this about men,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
It's not only about men, it's about single parents in general. So as a single parents, how do you handle moments of doubts or insecurity, as a single parent, and what keeps you motivated during challenging times?
Wow. So obviously, we all have moments of self doubt. Obviously, that you're not sure that you're doing the right thing or if you give the right education. But you mean you mean in an aspect for the children, right? If I have a self doubt in my parenting about that how I parent my children, correct? Or
Uh,
self doubt in everything in life.
in everything, because
I see.
sometimes you just feel, you have this times that you wake up in the morning and you feel like, I don't want to use bad wording here, but you feel like a loser.
Yeah,
Look at me, all my friends are married happily, da da da, and I'm just a single dad, and I have to deal with this, I have to deal with that. And when you're single dad, it's also, you become a head of household, right? So you have to pay all the bills yourself. You have to, nobody's gonna be helping you with that, that's for sure.
yeah.
You have to, if you send your kids to private schools like I am, you gotta
Me too.
take care of
Yeah.
that bill. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that we need to do. So there's a lot of like,
Stress.
sometimes you just like feel like that, like why, like you get full of doubts and insecurity, and you don't know what's gonna happen. And
I'll
how do you
answer,
deal with that?
and I will answer on that. The first thing that everybody needs to know, even if it's not a single parent, even if it's not a parent at all, every human being is, you have to be kind to your mind. You have to, because it's easy to talk bad to yourself. It's so easy. It's so easy. And again, your brain doesn't understand if it's bad or not. He absorbs the words and make it happen outside. And then this is how it makes you feel. But instead of that, how amazing I am. Remember your success. Remember what you achieved in life. Maybe talk yourself instead of talking bad. When you want to talk bad to yourself, just talk nice to yourself. What did you achieve in life? Instead of saying, what, oh my God, what a loser I am. Oh, look what I achieved all those years. What I did 5 years ago when I had this business. Or, it's very easy to talk bad, but it's very hard to talk good because you don't remember the good things that you had or the good things that you achieved. We all, it's even do me a thumbs up, you see? And
What do you mean a thumbs up?
oh, you didn't
Oh,
see
you
the
did
thumbs up? You saw that?
it?
I mean, it's even the camera agree with me. Yeah, it's sorry, I saw that popping on my screen and it's gonna cut my stream of thought. Um,
All good.
yeah, so because when you're winning or when you successful in business, in life, and everything is going so perfect and everything, so so you don't talk bad, and so you're not experience like a negative talk. But when everything is go bad, or when you have like a small, like a tough season, I specifically say season because everything is season in life. It's nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. Even the good seasons, it's not permanent. We all going through seasons. But especially
Mhm.
when it's not the best season, I on purpose not say bad season, because there is no such a thing. It's all about, it's a season, it's a hard season, or it's a challenging season, and it's okay. We all have that. It's not last forever. So it's easy to talk negative to yourself. And just stand there. My advice is stand there, be kind to your mind, be kind, say kind words to yourself, and be grateful for everything. Gratitude, it's everything. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for everything. Because if you are breathing, if you're writing, if you're seeing, if you have all that and you can work, you can walk, this is the best gift that you have. Be grateful for every single thing. Instead of talking negative, be
Right.
grateful. Be grateful for that challenge, that it makes you become the best version of yourself. That,
That's
that
amazing.
that's that's the best tip I can
Yeah.
give. The best.
No, I think that's an amazing tip, because I think I mean, when we have self-bed talk, this is not really us. We're not our thoughts.
So conscious.
Our thoughts is like something kind of like external. It's like the machine that we have in our head, which is the brain. It's kind of like, creating whatever, you know, something that sometimes there is thoughts that like goes in a loop, and
Hmm.
then they bring you into this emotional state. But the only reason why it's doing that, it's because you can master and you can control how you think and what to think. If you're going to let negative thoughts come to you, and you're going to let them in, and you're going to entertain those thoughts, and they're going to affect how you feel, and they're going to affect how you feel. And then again, you're being controlled by something external. So if we want to be the master of our emotions, and we want to be on top of how we feel, we have to be very selective to the thoughts that we let in. So when we really select the thoughts that we let in, and we understand that the world is built in a perfect way, that means that the creator of the universe built the world exactly the way it's supposed to be. We are always doing the right thing. We are always at the right place. We are always at the right time. Everything is just completely synchronized with our mission. We just sometimes don't see it. Sometimes we just get, this negative thoughts that come in. They want to divert us. There is the concept in spirituality. It's called the idea of bread of shame. And that concept is very simple, and it applies to so many things, even to your thoughts. Why? Because what is that concept? That concept is the idea that if you get something for free again and again and again and again, eventually you're not going to want it. You're going to want to, you're going to be like, stop giving it to me. I want to do something for it. I want to earn it.
Hmm.
That feeling, it's called the bread of shame. And how do we, and how does, and us as created beings, we came to the creator wanted to put us in heaven and wanted to just give us everything, no challenges, zero challenges, right?
Hmm.
And get all the blessings and everything. So we came to the creator according to the ancient scripture of Jewish esoteric wisdom. We came to the creator. We told him, listen, we want to earn our blessings. We want to earn our blessings. They said, oh, you want to earn your blessings? Guess what? I'm going to wake you up tomorrow morning, and you're going to feel so much doubt about who you are, what you are. Look at you. You're a single dad. You're so bad. You like da 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 da. And all this negative self talk. Why? Because what does he want? He wants you to be able to overcome this self talk, to overcome this negative thoughts, to choose the good thoughts, have create that good emotion, and earn your blessings. And earn your blessings. Because
Gotta.
otherwise, imagine you just wake up in the morning, no challenges, everything is good, money goes in the bank, everybody's smiling again and again and again. Bread of shame. So he gives us this challenge. So sometimes we have a morning that it's tough,
And
but
it's okay.
that's
And it's okay. It's okay.
it's
It's okay.
totally okay. We are human beings. It's
Yeah.
totally okay. It's totally okay. And it's a challenge that we need to overcome in order to earn the blessing that comes with the idea of being able to choose the thought that you let in, that control how you feel, and make sure you don't let anybody outside of you control how you feel. You decide how you feel. You decide to be happy. You want to be happy. That's what you are choosing today, and that's what you are choosing every single day. And you're doing it because you know that that's the right thing to do. That's right for you, for your mental health, for your physical health, for your children's health, for your financial well being, for everything in your life. So you need to choose always to be happy by not letting negative thoughts control, and God will, and God forbid, bring some negative emotions that's going to divert you from where you want to be. So I want to end this podcast. Usually we go like around an hour, but I want to kind of end this podcast with a little bit of, for example, little advices that I think that we should share in this podcast with single parents who are striving to create a happy and fulfilling life for themselves and for the children. So the way we're going to go is I'm going to have you give one advice in short, really in short, and then I'm going to give one, and then we're going to try to give maybe like five kind of advices and ideas that could help single parents navigate the challenges of single parenthood.
Okay.
So
Well,
what would be the first advice
I'll,
that you said? And
I'll
you can
say
repeat what you already said. It's okay.
no. I'll say something that I'm not say that all the time for people, but again, I said that I want my kids to be happy and I want to create a safety environment for my kids. So when I'm with my kids, I'm thinking like a kid. A kid wants to play. I play exactly the same way they play. I mean, if you saw my profile on Facebook and Instagram, I have that video that I just took a blue tape and put it all over because my son decided that he wants to be a James Bond. And I say, okay, all right, let's see how you manage go through these lasers on and create laser
Mhm.
from a blue tape. And he start to crawl and jump and go around that. Again, just be a kid with your kid. This is like when they play. Of course, so there is a time that you need to
Mhm.
educate and be a parent, but when they want to play,
Right.
be a kid.
So you pretty much saying establish a certain routine. Consistency is a key for both you and your children. You have to set up a time and a routine that including time for work, time for play, time for meals, and time for rest. And I think that it's a very important advice for single parents is the idea of routine. When there is time to play, be there, play with them, be the kids, sit down on the floor with them, play with them, and really engage with them. And then there's time for work, it's time for meals, and then you just create a certain routine for them to kind of get used to. It's very, very important. What would be the second advice?
So is routine, and of course, so we said this is the routine. The second advice, it will be that you to be present. Every time that we are with the kids, it's to be present. It's important to listen to the stories, even if it's crazy, even if it's
Mhm.
not, even if it's boring or everything. It's to be present with your kids. That's 100%. Every time
Amazing.
I have the kids, it's like nothing else. Jim Rohn,
Right.
Jim Rohn once says that don't bring work to the beach and don't bring the beach to work. So when you at the beach, you're with the family. Be with the family. Be with your kids. Don't bring work. Don't do anything else. Just be with your kids. Be present. And when you're at work, you're at work. Your kids is not with you.
Right. I think that's an amazing thing. Absolutely. I think that also we spoke about the idea of prioritizing self care because, again, you want to be present with your children, but you want to be present in a happy, joyous way. You know what I'm saying? So you have to remember to take care of yourself, both mentally and physically. You need to schedule your regular exercises, register to the gym if you're not registered, or create some kind of a routine at home for workout. Take yourself some alone time to be with yourself, to meditate, to think, and also activities that bring you joy, whatever it is. If you like to write, you like to go to museums, you like to paint, draw, whatever it is that brings you joy, keep on doing that because you want to be present in a joyous, happy way with your children. You don't have to be there with them and they see you down, they see you upset, or they see you sad in any way. So I think that that's also a very, very, very important advice, which is prioritizing as a single parent, prioritizing self
Self-care.
care. Yeah, and there is another advice that I want to share that also we spoke about it earlier, which was the idea of communicate openly with your children, which means keep the line of communication open with them, encourage them to express how they feel, to express their thoughts, to tell the story, and then listen to them really, really attentively, and repeat what they say. It's like active listening. So when they tell you a story about what happened in kindergarten, or what happened when they were at the other parents, or whatever it is, you have to kind of remember it, and you have to bring it, and you have to repeat it, so they feel listened to and heard and seen by you.
Yes, and the kids. I mean, they say that a kid need one adult to believe in him, like literally. So
Exactly.
just this.
And yes, kids definitely need to feel heard and seen, and know that, my dad got me, my father got my back.
Yeah,
Also, another thing is the idea of seeking support. If you have some kind of issues or difficulties or challenges that's been setting you back in any way, you should not hesitate to reach out for help when you need it, whether
definitely
it's from family, whether it's from friends, or a support group, or a
professional.
coach, or a
Yeah,
professional, or whatever it is, somebody that can help you, and try to be a part of a strong support network that could make all the difference to you. And in that opportunity, I also want to invite you to join us on this podcast, and join us on my page, the Influencer Mindset page, and on Facebook. And you can always reach out to me if you need any type of help or support when it comes to single parenthood challenges. So it's something very, very, very important. And I think that, you know, I've heard it from many, many places, and in many different parenting books, that the number one rules of parenting is example. It's lead by example. And that's kind of wraps up everything we talk about. If you're happy, they're happy. If you're sad, they sad.
yeah.
They look at you and they imitate exactly what you do. Sometimes I sing a song, whatever, just, I hear a song on the radio, and the song gets stuck in my head. I come home, I sing that song. Then I hear my kids singing that same song.
So
It's
yeah,
like, I'm like, where did you hear that song? She's like, I just heard you sing it, so now it's in my head.
that's true. That's true. It's
It
happened.
just happened
Yeah,
all the time. So this is why we have to show our children the importance of resilience,
yeah,
perseverance, and positivity. And we have to be a role model for them in both our success and our challenges. Because when you're going through a challenge, your kids look at you, and he says, this is how my parent handles this challenge, this is what he's doing, this is probably how I should handle my challenges. When a kid see their parents lose it, God forbid, because of whatever challenge, and then they start raising their voice, or whatever it is that is controlling them emotionally at the moment, that exactly what your children will see, and they will imitate that when they are in challenge. So remember, it's a very, very important idea. And
yeah.
I think one of the most important advice here is lead by example. Be a good example for your children as a
And
single
that's
dad,
and that's to
single
add,
parent.
leading by example also for all the single parents out there, is like when you go through divorce, this is where the kids see the worst situation, and this
Mm,
is where your test. This is where you need to lead by example. This is how you need to show your kids
yeah,
how to behave even in the hard times.
yeah.
That's the
And
hardest, by
I'll
the way.
tell you, unfortunately, not a lot of us could stand this test. Sometimes, especially when it's new, when it's fresh.
For sure.
Ah, It's terrible. I mean, yeah, we all kind of sometimes damage our children, unfortunately, just like our parents damaged us in a way. But we can't blame them now. Now we understand, they're human beings. They some of our parents did some work on themselves, were able to, you know, master their emotions. Some didn't. But we as parents, we have to take control of how we feel, how we react, how we act. And again, be the example. Be the example. Be the most successful person, the best version of yourself. Let your children connect with the best version of who you are. And I would like to end this podcast by first of all thanking you, Aviram, Ezra, for joining me on this amazing journey. I think that we have so much to talk about, and I'm sure that we should definitely do another episode or even a regular corner where we maybe meet once a month and just like kind of open up, talk about it, open about it, and talk about different challenges and different rewards as well, because there's also a lot of rewards
Yeah.
in being a single dad. It's not only challenges, we also have amazing good moments if you're wondering about that. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. And besides that, we are going to post a link for some ketogenic supplements that Aviram is leading, which helps you lose weight, helps you get into ketosis quicker and faster. You will find that link at the bottom of the video. And we encourage you to follow, to share, and to join our WhatsApp group. And we're looking forward to see you on the next podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, and I want to say, Uzi, thank you so much for having me. And I think that what you're doing is amazing and so inspiring. And I really, really wish that we can do it much more.
Amen to this one.